But just because they made a James Bond submarine out of it, I'm Ed China, and apparently I'm going to be roasting some celebrity rides. This is Clarkson's Mercedes Grosser. It is a wonderful, wonderful car, perfect for the kind of dictator that he might be. It's a wicked car, but at the same time, you know, it obviously stands for all kinds of bad things, but the tinted glass is lovely. It's probably bulletproof, has an amazing engine, and it has a lot of style, so I'm struggling to roast it. So Clarkson's Alfa GTV. I mean, I know he says you've got to have driven an Alfa to have really driven a car, but it's an Alfa. I mean, it's not ideal. The engines are quite nice. The styling's okay. It's a bit red. It's a bit, I'd like to have a Ferrari, but I can't really afford one. Alloy wheels, yeah, everybody's had those, not in that interesting. I mean, it's okay, it's all right, but it's not brilliant. But I mean, I'm not surprised if he doesn't fit it in it at all. He might just have it as a roller skate or something, because he's a gentleman size. Full size, nearly full size like me, but not quite. So actually, I don't think I like it, get rid of it. That looks like James May, and it looks like a Porsche, and it looks like, what is that? It's probably a 9 something. Is that a 93, 92, 96, I don't know.
997.
A 997, so it's one of those really expensive, pointless ones. It's a driver's car, probably. That's what they always say about Porsches. Obviously, the engine is probably in the right place because it's round the back. It means you're going to go around roundabouts and fly off an exit you didn't really want. I mean, Porsches are just like fantastically capable, but a bit, you know, 356 for sure. That's a lovely, lovely car. But the newer ones, they're just so reliable. They're just so wonderful to drive. It's just a bit dull. Not as dull as a Mondeo, obviously, but yeah, no, forget it, James. It's ridiculous. Get more imagination. That's what I want from you. James May's 308 Ferrari. Well, it's just, I don't know. I guess this is the one that Magnum had. It's all right. It's not terrible. I mean, I think, again, it's just a bit of a try-hard car in the end. But it's still a classic, so that's okay. But I'm not really a fan of Ferraris generally, so there we go. An X-Collars 911, another Porsche. Brilliant. I mean, you know, I know I'm into Beetles, but Beetles are just like kind of tall Porsches, frankly. And so, I mean, I'd like the engine out of it, put that into a Beetle perhaps, but a Porsche 911, I mean, it's okay. It's got plasticky bumpers. I prefer metal. Yeah, not entirely interested. A little hamster with, what is that? Opel Kadett. It's a nice Sage. I'll give him that. It's a nice colour. It's kind of cutesy like he is. I think the leather jacket makes him look tough and ruggedish. I think the house behind is actually quite lovely. Opel, it's like a fruit, isn't it? It's one of those chews you used to have as a kid. Don't like it. And L'Esprit V8, little hamster again. I probably shouldn't call him that, but he is very beautifully diminutive. Oh, Bijou, kind of far away in pictures. But Lotus, loads of trouble, as you serious. It's not really fair. I mean, some of their cars were great. Some of the stuff really, really early on was wonderful. Some of the stuff later on is still really great. The bit in the middle was a bit difficult, but just because they made a James Bond submarine out of it, I can't not love the car. Well, the Mark II MX-5, that's a great little driver's car. Really, really good fun. Great value for money. Difficult to fault, although the colour British Racing Green, it's not British, so let's not try, you know, like pretend it is. But the Mondeo, what's the point? I mean, it's a car that's reliable to a point. It's kind of perfectly mediocre at what it does. But do you really want to be seen dead in one of those cars? I mean, you wouldn't even use it as a coffin, would you? Let's face it. I mean, I think sort of Kanye West, I mean, sure, he's got more money perhaps than style. I go with that one. I quite like the billet wheels in a way, but not necessarily on that car. And I really am a fan of Lamborghini. But I don't know, it's kind of tricky. I think there's something really wrong with it. The beige, I think that's the thing, is it's like, I don't know, again, you can't really say prosthetic beige or something, hearing aid beige, I don't know, whatever it is, or sand beige. It's just the wrong colour. You need to, if you're going to be a Lamborghini, why hide it? You should be just emblazoned with, I don't know, Swarovski crystals or something and just really go out with a bang. Gordon Ramsay's Ferrari. Well, there we go. You see, it's a very shouty car, very shouty man. I kind of like the sort of satin wrap, but again, if it's a Ferrari, maybe you should just own that and just go with the dull red that everybody always does. It's probably a really capable car, probably quite fast. Not impressed at all, and frankly, I think he'd look like a bit more of a tart than he really is behind the wheel of that. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. That was me really roasting a couple of cars. You can tell me what you'd like me to roast next down below, as it were. I mean, obviously on the comments, otherwise it sounds really weird.